on the acquisition and maintenance of power in distant lands, America's war in Iran. I have observed that a prince who seeks to extend his dominion into foreign realms, especially those far removed by sea or custom, faces perils far greater than those who war upon his borders. America, that rising power of our age, has now turned its arms upon Iran, a land of ancient pride and stubborn independence. This conflict, which men call America's war in Iran, offers a clear lesson for any ruler who would project strength abroad. He who would conquer must first understand whether the state is acquired by his own arms and virtue, or by fortune and the arms of allies. In this case, America strikes with its own formidable forces, bombers that pierce the sky and missiles that reach deep into fortified places. Yet it relies also upon the fortune of alliances and the moment when its enemy appears vulnerable. A wise prince does not enter such a war lightly, nor does he deceive himself with soft words of liberation or justice. The people of Iran have long lived under one form of rule. They are accustomed to the authority of their leaders and the ordinances of their faith. When a foreign power arrives, even with the intent to remove a dangerous regime or prevent the gathering of forbidden weapons, the inhabitants do not greet the newcomer as a savior. Instead, they remember old injuries and fear new burdens. Those who once benefited from the old order become enemies at once, while those who hoped for betterment soon grow dissatisfied when taxes rise, soldiers occupy their streets, and daily life turns to chaos. Thus it has always been. Men change masters willingly at first, yet quickly feel the weight of the new yoke. America must therefore follow the sound maxims I have set forth elsewhere. If it seeks to hold influence in Iran, it cannot govern from afar with half measures. It must either ruin the old structures completely so that no rival can rise from the ruins, or reside there in strength, planting loyal forces and securing the loyalty of the weaker sort through benefits granted swiftly and injuries inflicted all at once. Prolonged cruelty breeds hatred. Swift and necessary severity, followed by clemency, can bind a people. Yet to rely upon proxies or distant strikes invites the fate of those who trust in fortune alone. The fog of war obscures all, and an enemy who knows his own terrain can bleed a greater power through persistence. This is how the prince applies to America's war in Iran. Just as I counsel that a new principality acquired by one's own arms and ability is difficult yet glorious to hold, so America's direct strikes upon Iranian nuclear sites, leadership, and military infrastructure test whether it possesses true virtue or merely the temporary favor of superior weapons. A prince who wages war must study the nature of the realm. Iran is no hereditary state easily pacified by custom, nor a civil principality won by popular favor. It is a mixed and resistant body, hardened by faith and memory of past interventions. To succeed, America must measure its own strength not only in ships and aircraft, but in the will to finish what it begins. It must avoid being both hated and despised, hated for destruction, despised for indecision. Furthermore, fortune plays her part. A timely strike may decapitate leadership and sow confusion, much as a bold captain seizes the initiative in battle. Yet if America hesitates after the first blow, or allows its enemies to regroup through alliances or asymmetric retaliation, it will find itself in the position of those princes who lose their new acquisitions through idleness. The art of war remains the sole study proper to a ruler. Neglect of it, or reliance upon mercenaries and distant allies without firm control, leads to ruin. America would do well to remember that liberality in promises costs little but exhausts credibility when unfulfilled, while calculated firmness preserves respect. In sum, he who would master Iran from across the seas must act with the lion's force and the fox's cunning. destroy threats decisively, secure key positions, win or neutralize the populace where possible, and never trust that fortune will hold the state for him once the initial shock fades. For in matters of distant conquest, half measures invite endless war, while bold and prudent mastery can turn even a hostile land into a source of strength. Thus does the counsel of the Prince illuminate America's present endeavor. Success belongs not to the just or the merciful by nature, but to him who adapts his conduct to necessity and bends events to his will.